And now I'm going to add my colorants. Here I'm doing sort of a modified in the pot swirl. That's just what I've been calling it. Still want the distinct colors to stand out during the pour. Welcome back, friends, or if you're new here, hey, it is Lauren the Soap Witch, and this little happy corner of these here internets is where I play in my hair, mix up one of my magical concoctions, or go rogue on a recipe in the kitchen. So today we're mixing up a magical concoction by way of countertop hot process or fluid hot process beer soap. And here you see me adding some sodium lactate to my beer. Sodium lactate is basically like liquid salt, and it makes a harder bar and also helps to keep the soap fluid while I'm processing it and making the cook. Here I am adding just some actual granulated sugar, which also helps to make a more bubbly bar. It also helps the soap remain fluid. So here I'm measuring out my lye. And friends, when you mix the lye with your liquid, always pour the lye into the liquid, or you might have a little bitty explosion. Don't stay on in warning. So anywho, gonna give that a good stir. Since it is beer, it will not go all the way clear, but I stir it enough where I feel secure in myself and knowing that everything has dissolved. At least I'm hoping so. Anywho, next I am going to carefully pour that lye mixture into my already melted oils, and I'm going to stick blend it to within an inch of its life. So I pretty much stick blend all the way to completion. So here you're seeing me stick blend through all of the stages. You saw where it was just not together at all. And here we're kind of slowly coming together. We're trying to make our way to trace, if you will. We're kind of at this emulsified stage. And next we hit a decent looking trace, kind of a thick-ish trace. You're sort of looking for, what do I call it? Kind of like a thick pudding. It doesn't sound very good, at least for eating. Or a loose pudding actually is what I meant. A looser pudding. Still doesn't sound good. Anyway, and here we're having some separation. We want that. You may even see some bubbles like it's boiling. Don't get scared there. I used to get scared there. We're just going to keep right on going, because this is exactly how we want it to look during the cook. So at some point while I am stick blending, I will take the stick blender out and see if it volcanoes. It did not. So I'm just going to go back in with my stick blender and keep on going. Usually when I take my stick blender out though, it does like start cooking and thickening up at the bottom. So that's what you're seeing here. And I'm going to continue to stick blend right through there. So this time when I checked, oh, I had a nice volcano. I did a good old time lapse for you because it's just cooler that way. So moving right along, I'm just going to take my trusty whisk and stir all that down because I don't want it to volcano out the pot. You don't want that. Anyway, after a nice stir, I go back to stick blending. And when it's this thick, I kind of pulse stick blend. Otherwise, you're going to wear your motor right out on your stick blender. So I'm going to do another check to see if I get another volcano. A nice volcano. Again, I love those. That might be one of my favorite parts about make the cook anyway. It's sciencey. It's science happening. That chemical reaction. I'm a nerd. Anyway. So I think this is my last round of stick blending. You can see it's really coming together. That darker color is starting to look kind of like it's wanting to go Vaseline-ish, and that's what we want. So had another volcano. Man, I got to show 3 of them this time around. So much fun. Okay, so anyway, here I know I'm pretty much working with soap that's ready to be finished. So I could tell by that kind of glossy, shiny look it has about it. So I'm just taking my trusty whisk. You don't have to use a whisk. You could use a spatula, spoon, whatever you want. But this is very beautiful, pretty, done, glossy, Vaseline-ish looking soap. So next up, I'm going to take some full fat Greek yogurt. You don't have to use full fat, not fat, or Greek, but make sure it's plain. And this is also just for fluidity. And so I'm going to whisk that in there until it is wonderfully incorporated. And you can actually just kind of see as I stir it in how much looser it's already getting just with me mixing it in there. So pretty, so nice. And I'm going to move on now to adding my colorants. Preparing my colorants. I just take some micas and put it in a little bit of oil that's already included in my recipe so I don't change the recipe. And I give it a nice stir. I'm gonna measure out this delectable colorant. It's called Black Sea. It smells so good, friends. And you're gonna just dump that in there. I do all this measuring to just kind of in preparing to let that yogurt have a minute to just sit there and do its thing. And then I follow up just by dumping the fragrance in there, giving that a good mix until it's fully incorporated, at least like a minute. I don't know why, but when I don't feel like I go overboard with mixing it, it don't be fully incorporated, and then I'd be upset. So you can see I separated my soap into 2 cups, and now I'm going to add my colorants and give them both a nice stir. With my beer soaps, I don't know why, but I like to do black and then some other color. So this one is black, and I can't remember what the purple is called. Purple is from Mad Micas. I love them. Their names are crazy. So here I'm doing sort of a modified in the pot swirl. That's just what I've been calling it because it's sort of the steps you would take to do it in the pot swirl if your soap was cold process. You just need to be a little bit more aggressive with the stirring at this point and making sure that the colors kind of mix. You don't want them to be completely mixed together because you still want the distinct colors to stand out during the pour. So I was a smidge out of practice because I hadn't done beer soaps in a while. So when I pour it into these cavity molds, I try to be somewhat neat about it and kind of eyeball it, make sure I don't pour too far over the top, which I did. I give it a little shake here just to kind of make sure that the soap batter, it's actually finished soap, not really batter, is kind of fully to the bottom of each cavity mold. And then I'm just kind of adjusting how much is in each mold. And if there's a whole lot in one, just kind of moving it around so that they're kind of flush with the top instead of being too far over. And then I take my trusty metal chopstick and just kind of swirl the top so they have some kind of texture and just kind of make the colors present a little better in the final product. So getting pretty much done here. This is my wet soap. It's very pretty. I'm going to give you a nice little close-up, and then I'm going to stick this in the freezer for like 4 or 5 hours and take them out. So I always demold my soap, at least when I use it in this particular cavity mode, while it's frozen. Otherwise it won't ever come out, or if I do get it out, it'll be like deformed and look terrible. I don't know why, but these molds got like a chokehold on this soap. I be struggling. You see me pulling and struggling going on. Yeah. So it looks kind of pastel right now because it's frozen, but I'll give you a nice visual of it when it thaws out just so you can kind of see the difference. But yeah, this is me just sort of fighting, not sort of, just completely fighting with it. Fighting with this mold. This is what we do. And I kind of like to pull at the mold to kind of loosen up the soaps that are in there so they won't be so hard to push out. If you have this mold, I don't know what it's called, but it's from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And I just give each one a nice little tug, and then I push from the bottom. I kind of try to push from the middle because if you push at the edges, they kind of want to get deformed. I don't know why, girl. Anyway, okay. So I'm just going to finish taking these out of here and take a breath. I know y'all like, girl, this girl talk too much. Anyway, I'm gonna finish taking these out, take a little breath. You can just kind of see the process now that I'm almost done with it. When I put my soaps in the loaf mold, I don't really have to go through all this. I actually let it thaw before I cut it because it just kind of works out better that way. But anyway, here's the last one, and overall this is pretty much the end of me making the soap. So if you're interested in this soaps or any of my others, I do offer a bundle that saves money off of buying multiples. I've got that listed below, as well as also just a single bar. If you enjoyed the special brand of sorcery that I bring to my happy little corner of the internet, go ahead and hit subscribe, friends, and give this video a like. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you also have a magical day, and I will see you in the next video, friends. Bye.